Well, you know, Terry, the people who live along Stephen Drive here watch the Valley's gang problem play out today in broad daylight. At 3:30 this afternoon, believe it or not, this pavement was wet. We had maybe a few flurries. This is one of those dirty little secrets. It's been happening for decades, but this week the city cut $12 million from the police budget, and that is dramatically going to change things. Now, we don't know how many golf balls have been knocked over the fence. You know what? Did you settle for less?
Negative, negative, negative. Look at you.
Well, you know, Mark, it's interesting. The Maloofs really can't consider a proposal seriously since they've already got a deal down in Anaheim.
It comes off that hill, it'll be coming like a freight train.
Let's go. We got to get out of here.
All right, we want to tell you about some breaking news right now, a deadly accident in South Sacramento.
Let's go live now to Chris Beal. He's on Center Parkway where emergency crews are still on the scene. Chris, what do you got? Chris, real quickly, Center Parkway at what? Mack Road? What's the cross street there? Do you know? Meanwhile, a looming terrorist threat to this country's rail system apparently isn't phasing travelers in New York. The threat comes from documents taken from bin Laden's compound, which suggest al-Qaeda plans to attack or derail trains on the 10th anniversary of 9/11. And in just the last hour, we've received word that mosque will resume prayers tomorrow morning in another space in that Pershing Avenue strip mall.
And the next minute, you have a gun to your head.
Well, sadly, in today's world, it's not all that unusual, but in this case, it was caught on tape. The terrifying moments coming up. Well, we've got strange but true for you in tonight's Health Key. A startling new study shows that everyday activities can cause brain aneurysms. And making the list, having sex, even blowing your nose. Also straining on the toilet. We don't make this stuff up, folks. Getting angry and being startled. Well, dogs are used to sniffing out drugs and bombs, and now for one Florida family, it's Peanuts. That is Remy. She's a service dog, and her sole job is to keep 11-year-old Billy healthy. You see, Billy suffers from severe peanut allergies. If he eats or even touches anything with a peanut in it, his whole body swells up. When that stuff came out, I bought those light bulbs like crazy. You know, it was during the energy crisis, right around 2000. Yeah. I said, I am not going to have a $350 utility bill, and it works.
And how long did they last?
Well, they're still working.
They're still working, except for one.
Well, yeah.
That one just burned out.
Yeah.
So.
She was listening.
I was paying attention.
Christine,
I know, pay attention.
Well, you know, Terry, the people who live along Stephen Drive here watch the Valley's gang problem play out today in broad daylight. Simply put, one gang rushed another in the park down at the end of the street there. Shots were fired. Witnesses say these gangs were sporting colors, traditional reds and blues, the colors of rival Mexican gangs from the north and south.
I was cleaning the bathroom and I heard a gunshot and cars screeching.
Natalie Reed heard the gunshots and Tanya Jimenez saw the damage 3 bullets can do to the human skull.
It looked like there was one here, there looked like one here, and and there was something here too because it was real big.
This gangland drama played out on the sports fields of the North Highlands Rec Center. A gun, a shooting, a pack of teenagers scattering, all described as 16 and younger. One of them ended up on Reed's door begging her to call 911.
My girls said they were in the park and some people were having a barbecue. A big gang rushed in, told them to get out of the park.
What'd you find out, John?
Well, you know, Steph, state health officials say bed bugs only became the problem they are today in the past 10 years. As you noted, San Francisco and Los Angeles among the top 10 most plagued cities. The good news, Sacramento didn't make any list. The bad news, there's still a bed bug problem here in the capital city. 7 Sacramento hotels have been outed by bedbugregistry.com since February of 2009. Among them, this hotel in the 1500 block of N Street. 2 complaints of bed bugs here in the past month. The most recent, May 29th. So 301 is the only one that's ever had bed bugs, and it's currently blocked off. Wow. A clerk confirms there is an infestation and one, maybe both rooms remain quarantined. We caught up with the director of hotel operations by phone. Do you have any reason to believe that the problem is even more widespread than that?
Like I say, I don't know. I have to look into this.
But just about 10 or 15 minutes ago, we heard shots fired. We were listening to scanner traffic, and I could have sworn I heard suspect down, suspect down. At that point, there was a lot of scrambling around here. Just a few minutes later, that little boy, that little 16-month-old boy, Michael Pittman Jr., was brought out in the arms of a man in SWAT gear, fatigues. It was an amazing and chilling moment. And moments later, Anthony Alvarez brought out on a stretcher, placed in an ambulance, and taken from this scene. We've gotten still pictures and cell phone video, and just now some new cell phone video. Now, what you're about to see is the fire. It's already burning along the fence. There's a big cloud of black smoke, and then you'll hear one of those explosions. Take a look.
Why is that? Oh.
We know, Eric, U.S. combat operations formally ended in Iraq last September, but we still have somewhere in the neighborhood of 46,000 men and women still on the ground there. And there is now talk of keeping at least 10,000 troops in Iraq for the foreseeable future. Afghanistan, though, a much different story. We're nearing the end of a 97,000 troop surge there, which is showing mixed results. The Obama administration has vowed to begin withdrawing forces in July and remove all U.S. troops from that country by the end of 2014. Now, that would make this war the longest in U.S. history, behind Vietnam, Iraq, the American Revolution, and World War II. Now, Eric, later tonight at 10:30, local vets are going to weigh in on all this talk of troop withdrawals. And I got to tell you, no matter how removed these guys are from their years of service, they are still very plugged in on what's happening on the world stage.